Warning, this podcast contains explicit sexual language and should only be listened to at work if you're looking for an excuse to connect with your HR representative. Additionally, all mentions of the word women include cis and trans women. For my friends who are genderqueer, gender fluid, figuring it out, anything in between, and feel like this conversation is also important for you, you are welcome here.
Will you open up with me? These pages, they can feed your innermost desires. Do you feel inspired? Are you getting what you need? Are you coming curiously? A secret safe with me. And here you can simply be yourself. Jace Reads Romance. Come on in, come on in, come on.
Hi, y'all. This is Jace. She, they, and you found Jace Reads Romance, a community dedicated to empowering women about sex and sexuality through the reading of romance novels. Feels really important right about now to have this, to do this.
Yeah.
And so it also feels very strange to me making this episode that has been months in the planning because of everything happening right now, but it's here and I'm really proud and I do want to share this with you. So I do want to acknowledge that this week is hard. And so my hope is that this episode brings you joy and a little bit of excitement and something that might brighten the rest of your 2025, because it's something I'm really excited to have in 2025. And that is a Substack. Woo! Okay, that might not sound exciting to you all, but I'm really excited about the Substack.
Yeah.
And the reason is it's something new and exciting.
Mhm.
It's going to push me out of that comfort zone that I've gotten so cozy in. But here's the reason why I decided to move into Substack. There are kind of three things happening through that platform that I want y'all to be aware of, and they really do affect the podcast, which is why I'm dedicating an entire episode to what's going to be happening both here in the podcast world and here in the Substack world, because they are related but not the same. Like with most Substacks, you are going to be getting a regular newsletter from me every other week or so. And I'm very excited about that. I had a blog, still have, we might still do stuff with it, I'm not 100% sure, through my website, jacereadsromance.com. And a blog is great, it's very exciting, but I kind of discovered early in this year of being live, little over a year, but with this conversation started at about the year mark, that the blog wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. It wasn't a place of engagement and excitement the way that I thought it might be. Now, there are some really great blog posts on there, some really great books that I got to read, but I think also because of how much content I was making on the social media space about the books I was reading, having a weekly blog post about one book in particular didn't feel special. And it made me really judge the books that I was reading on probably an unfair scale. So it would be like, is this worthy of the blog? I don't know. If you can see where my brain goes.
So this is what I deal with.
Substack.
This is what I deal with.
Steffi deals with me for 2-hour chunks every couple weeks, every week or so. Steffi does not get the brunt of this. Honestly, Michael gets the brunt of this.
Michael does get the brunt of this.
Michael gets the brunt of this. So let's just have our customary moment of silence and thank Michael for his service.
Yes.
He can make that as long as he wants in the audio or the video. Anyway, I wanted something that was a little bit more engaging where people could come and explore and get excited. And blog spaces, there are a lot of them, and it's kind of hard to find. And I like that Substack is its own thing where people can find me and people can look, and there's a lot of engagement in that space. But it works kind of like it can work the way that I wanted the blog on the website to work. So you'll get a newsletter every other week. And in it, it will be life update. It will be lots of updates, including content being posted in that Substack space. Ideally, we're going to see if this works. More blog-like posts, less book focused and more book life focused. So things like I was creating at the end, like my annotating journey, how I develop diversity, what I use for book events, stuff like that. They might not be as long form, they might be short, they might be long. We're going to see how that plays in this new space. Through Substack, we're also going to launch a membership space. In fact, 2 membership spaces. I'm really excited. I know. I don't think Steffi knew that. Steffi, I don't think you know this.
Too. I just knew.
Yeah. This is why, like, Michael gets the brunt of this, and then Steffi is just along for the ride.
Pretty much. I just push buttons, y'all. That's all.
You push buttons and you take notes, and you're so diligent. And I really do. Like, that was a joking tone, but I legitimately appreciate Steffi so much. Like,
Aww.
You've no idea. But speaking of that chaos, in membership space number 1 is going to be the membership for the podcast space. So if you love what we're doing here at Jace Reads Romance, but you want a little something extra, like you're not satisfied with what you get on your regular feeds, Apple Podcasts, Spotify's just not doing it for you. You want a little bit more. How can I make this sound even more salacious?
Right.
We're creating a space for you. In that space, which is a paid membership space, will be extended episodes of the podcast. Now, because I'm mean, the first episode of 2025, the top 10 and goals, has an additional 30 minutes of content, which include my 10 honorable mention books and series. So if you were also disappointed that I stopped at 10, don't worry, I was too. I created a whole other list of books that really hit hard for me and that I'm excited about. A lot of those books aren't on the top 10 list because they aren't complete series. Some of them were arcs that I finished and the like. So if you want to know what books came after those 10, we got you. They're on the membership space. As well as extended interviews with Haley, more shenanigans from the December wrap-up, and who knows what will be in the membership space for this episode. We'll also be launching 1 bonus episode each month. And sad news, friends, that's where the Forearms episodes are going. The October-November one, already up there. So if you love the Forearms episodes, I'll be releasing them once a quarter. So you get 3 months of Forearms in each episode.
Oh my God. And remember, Jace doesn't tell me any of the quotes.
No, I don't.
So this could be very detrimental to my mental state.
The really funny part is October and November got smushed together because there were very few quotes in October and November. I feel like December sprung out and was like, hi! Because...
Oh no!
Because there are so many. And now every time I read a book, his forearms were glistening, the veins, the tattoos, the grip strength. I'm like, all right then. Y'all just wanted to play with me. Y'all were just playing. You're just hiding it. hiding it from me.
They
Okay.
took a break. They took a break for Halloween and Thanksgiving, which I'm not sure why, but
Also, like, sidebar, can we talk about how in the craziness that was the 12-hour TikTok ban, a bunch of masked people came out as women, and
told you.
all
I
about it.
told you.
You did.
I did.
You did.
So
You called
many.
it.
I did.
I don't follow any of them. I don't delve into that mask talk world, but I saw people I know, my mutuals,
Yeah.
reacting to the women revealed.
Mhm.
And all I can say is thank you, ladies.
Right?
That's
Like-
it. Like, thank you, ladies.
They're fantastic. So good.
I can't even link things in the show notes because I don't know what they are. I've seen a lot of screenshots.
I will send you some.
Oh, good. Oh, great. And if you read Lights Out based on my top 10 review of it, or just the world's review on it, and then didn't know where to start, let's give these ladies something to talk about.
Yes.
She's like, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And in the last 3 days, we've already had like the faux TikTok ban, the horrible propaganda, and then everything that happened yesterday.
Oh.
It's a lot, y'all. Like, I hope you're taking care of your mental health, please. Please take care of your mental health.
Please.
Nothing else. And I'm not saying my Substack can do that for you. Like, don't worry. My Substack is great. It is not a cure for mental health.
No.
The first newsletter will not launch today. It will launch next Friday. And so if you're listening to this at a random time, you might have already missed it because next Friday is the 31st of January. So the 31st of January is going to be the first newsletter launched. If you sign up, you'll get a welcome email, super fun stuff. Super fun stuff in that newsletter every other week, starting Friday, January 31st. Woo! Okay. So not only will we have the forums episodes back once a quarter, we'll also have episodes of my choosing, but more importantly, episodes of your choosing. That's what I'm most excited about for this membership space, is getting your voices into this content. What are the questions you want me to answer? What are the books you want me to discover? What are the tropes you'd like to explore? Do you want to deep dive into the history of Harlequin romance so that you understand that while we joke about it now, its importance in the history and the evolution of romance into what it is? I'm gonna step off that soapbox for now.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna step back, but that's an option. You're like, no, save that for the freebies. That's fine. As well as bloopers and behind the scenes footage. So a little bit of that chaos coming to you in this membership space because the internet is crazy and I don't like Tiger.
Like Tiger.
Because the internet is crazy and I don't necessarily want all my crazy out there for everyone to see. That space will grow together. All of the episodes will be there, bonus content, polls or questions. The comment section will be off the charts. And then here's the thing that I am super excited about. I am launching a book club membership. Now, because of the way Substack works, it's kind of like a tier. You want to sign up for the newsletter? Just get up to date every other week for free. No worries. It'll get there in your inbox. You want to be a member, get access to all of this extra goodness from the podcast. Love it. And then if you're like, no, Jace, I want access to you. That is actually exactly how I wanted it to sound. I just didn't realize how it would feel coming out of my face.
Probably exactly how my face looked.
Yeah, exactly how your face looked. But if you're like, no, one of the things that I really want is I want more time with you. That chaos, I want it. I want to talk about books with you. I feel like it would be really fun. Be best friends. I'm launching a book club membership, and it includes everything I've already mentioned. It includes the newsletter, you're part of it. It includes all the bonus stuff from the podcast. It also gives you access to a once a month virtual live book club with me. So if you want to ask me questions and get answers out of my face in real time, if you want to see me blush, if you want to see me cackle, if you want to just be in the virtual space in my presence, or see my reaction to some of your favorite smutty reads, this is going to be the space for you. The first book club will happen in March. I'm locking down a date, and we'll be reading Court of the Vampire Queen, because you should know what you're getting into with me. That's the level of smut.
And that is the perfect book to do it.
Yeah. It is. It's also been more than a year since I've read it. It's the book that I started 2024 with. And so I'm really excited to read it again. But I want to give y'all some time to sign up for the membership, to get the book, to read the book. I know I read incredibly fast. So don't worry if you don't. You'll have plenty of time. And I'll give more information about the book club to members as we get closer and closer and closer. At the end of each live book club session, I'll have a vote for what we'll read next. Some of it will be suggestions from y'all. Some of it will be books that I love. I promise most of them won't be vampires. I do promise that. It's not a vampire book club. It's just a really deep smut book club. If it's not a 3.5 or above on my smut scale, I won't include it in the book club.
Yeah.
If you think you have a 4 or a 5 for me, put in the comments, send an email to Jace at jacereadsromance.com, send me a message on the many social media platforms that I currently inhabit. Anybody else? Did anybody else sign up for Tome, a thing that doesn't exist yet, just because
I have seen
you
that
were spiraling?
I did.
Yeah, I did. I have no idea if I'm ever going to use it, but I don't want anyone pretending to be Jace on that space.
Yeah.
So, Tome, I've got a username.
There you go. I love it. I love it so much.
We'll see. It might just be a link to my link tree that's like, nah, not here.
Not here.
Just, this is me. Go somewhere else to find. But I am so excited about the book clubs because it's a connection with y'all, but the conversations are really going to be focused on the sex in those books. Now, just because they're going to be really smutty books doesn't mean I won't strive for diversity in my smut. So I'm going to search out queer authors of color. I'm going to search out various kinks done well and lots of different stories. So we're starting with this one because I like it.
And it's vampires, and vampires are you. So
vampires are my love language.
It's true. It's very true.
Like if you whisper vampire into the ether, I hear it. It's like a soft kiss. It's like a soft caress.
It's like how you can't say Voldemort's name in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows because it would summon him. You say vampires and it summons Jace.
I was going to make a different reference. I was going to make a Mary Gentry reference. Also, Mary Gentry book 10 is finished if you're a Laurel K. Hamilton reader, where you can't say things in the dark because the dark will take it back to the queen and she'll hear it. So you can't conspire in the dark because she's the queen of darkness, and it will get back to her. It's have I not made you read Mary Gentry?
No. I know. You've been slacking in your friendship.
Okay. And it's probably because like I don't have rational feelings about Laurel K. Hamilton and
I know
her
you
writing.
don't.
I just don't.
We've discussed
and
your
I'm
feelings.
not willing to entertain criticism. Actually, y'all,
okay.
like,
so I like Laurel K. Hamilton because I have read her. I've read some of her stuff.
Yeah. Actually, y'all, like at the end of 2025, I might even read some Laurel K. Hamilton with y'all. And like you can come at me. Like it's just a book that like I can't speak about rationally. I just can't. I understand. I understand. If you are with me and you've read Smolder, you get it. But until you have gotten there, I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. Because I have committed. I have committed through the whole thing. Whole thing. It broke me a little bit. The book club is something that I am stupid excited for. I just irrationally joyful about spending this time reading these books with y'all. Over the course of the year, I hope to add more things to the book club, different access, prizes, swag, but printing is crazy. So who knows when that's going to happen. As you can see, my office is mostly books. Where would I store tote bags?
Right.
Where would I store tote bags? Who knows? True. Well, once that happens, I promise I'll let you know. And this is a bigger thing for Jace Reads Romance. So what you'll also see in this Substack is a shift on what's elsewhere in the social media space. And the thing is, y'all, social media is great, but you know what I'm not? I am not an influencer. It's weird to say, but I'm not. I'm not going to do a Dob of the day. I love talking to you about my life and these books and what I think about books in their role in the world. But those are the conversations I want to have. You won't get 24/7 what's going on with me if for no other reason than there are people in my life who have not consented to being part of that. They are allowed to make their choices, and my relationship is special, and I value and respect it enough to hold the boundaries that they set for me. So what that means is I'm going to focus on making content in spaces that foster the connection about books, that foster the discussion we get to have about how reading about sex in books affects our real life. And that's not necessarily happening on certain social media sites. And so if you see more of my opinions moving to these long form spaces, the podcast, the membership, YouTube, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm not a 60-second soundbite. I'm cute, don't get me wrong, but that's not what I want to be known for. And that's not the kind of relationship I want to have with you as a person who's here doing this thing with me. So if you notice that certain places are getting a little less attention, that's okay. It'll all be in the newsletter where you can find my updates in my life, because I want to make sure that you're getting everything that I want to give while also respecting the realities of social media. All right, so just to reiterate, what's happening is we have a Substack. the royal we, Jace Reads Romance, has a Substack. It's live now. You can go subscribe to a free newsletter that will come out every other week starting Friday, January 31st, 2025. I don't know when you're listening to this. You might find this episode in like 2028. I hope you do. I hope someone in 2028 finds this episode because that will be awesome. You can go to Substack and subscribe to the free newsletter. You can sign up as a member for the podcast where you get bonus content, extended episodes, extra episodes every month, and behind the scenes pictures, clips, whatever Michael gives me, whatever Michael tortures me with.
I mean, that's a fair statement. Torture is a good word.
And then there's also the book club. You want access to all the fun stuff in the podcast and also access to me, a space once a month where we come together and read very explicit romance, talk about it, talk about the words used, the communication that it builds, the skills that it does or doesn't have. Is this a good representation or not? And all of the things that go along with critically reading how sex is happening in these romance novels. I hope that you'll join me because I cannot believe how much fun we're going to have in these new spaces. I mean, I could have fun by myself. Don't get me wrong. I could do that, but it'll be a lot more fun with y'all. So in the meantime, you can find all of these updates in the show notes, all the links to all the places that you can find me, the Substack, the membership, the book club, the other social medias that I do have, because hey, maybe you are all about that blue sky life. That is great for you. I am not there. I have a handle. I'm not there. It's going to be my link tree. But just so you know what to look for.
Yeah. I don't know what to do
I
there.
think it's like Twitter, but I never tweeted.
I did for a short amount of time and then I just got bored with Twitter. I literally got a Twitter so no one could steal it. I'm very much of you. I want my handle and I want it to be Jace Reads Romance everywhere. So if y'all are listening to this and you find somewhere new, don't be mean. Just tell me to sign up with my handle, please. Yeah. Thank you. But all of that will be in the show notes. I am so excited to go on this journey with y'all. There will be some learning curves, some growth pains. Because like with every endeavor I've taken, I anticipate one thing and am faced with the reality of something else, and that's life. But I'm not going to shy away from it, and you get to see all of the beautiful ups, the downs, the sillies, the serious, and I hope that you find me there. Have an amazing rest of your day, your week, your 2025, or your 2028, depending on when you're listening to this. Bye. Bye.
That's it for today, y'all. This has been a 3 Paws Productions podcast. Our producer is Sephi. Michael Achenbach is our patient editor. Our theme song is written and performed by Diana Weishauer. You can find show notes and so much more at jacereadsromance.com. That's JAYCE Reads Romance. Follow along on TikTok and Instagram at Jace Reads Romance. If you'd like to ask a question or share a story for the podcast, call and leave a message at 661-JACE-RR. That's 661-529-2377. Or send an email to jace@jacereadsromance.com. Finally, like and subscribe so you can get every episode when they drop. You can also leave us a review to help others find us. And remember, this is Jace holding space for you.